Imagine if we could predict the future with AI, astrology, and numerology. Imagine if you knew the future, what could you do? For education's purposes only. Let's see how we go.
Watch when the military comes home because finances won't allow it. Watch when corporate fasting must begin. I see the introduction of a system of control based on the idea that the majority is not always right. Watch when individuals acquire real estate as they escape cities. I see when monies are delayed. I see that people must identify when something is hurting them. Watch when derivative panic hits global markets. I see many people feel sympathy for the hardship and anguish of the greater people. Instead, the masses strive for total control. I see a country opposition party takes over after the one political party has run its course and continues the same ideas. While the repetitive puppets give up their bait pin numbers, they win elections for the darkness and take over the finances of the friends. I see many forced to start a fresh life after being forced into poverty by the oppressors. Keep an eye out for when people begin to cultivate their own food. I can see that they are aware that the people will be so badly damaged by this that they will hardly be able to recover. We must sign the laws that will keep us in place for decades. Watch when the shape of the country will alter. I perceive the government party, which has served its purpose, is now making way for the opposition. What is acceptable in a mass is determined by opinion leaders who sit above the system. Watch when there will be changes within our gravity. I see a mighty entry of one. I can see that they wish to turn us into a peaceful lot that shuns the hard realities of reality. I realize that the state must not become dependent on capital, or the darkness will rule over the people. When the bulldozer comes to change the current time, I can see that the public will not support a state that look and squint in two directions at once. Watch when first aid to the third world will be reduced and fanaticism in the world will multiply. I see the richest and fairest regions of the planet would be reduced to a smoking heap of rubble as people suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. Watch when house churches will increase in number as people need help. After another university course had begun again and it was believed that better times were ahead, I see when this collapse eventually reaches the repeaters, we will be confronted with an unfathomable catastrophe. I see many perceive a threat that many people haven't noticed, but that will nevertheless result in a collective destruction, debt, and ruin. I see spaces many can escape from social pressure and materialistic worries. Naturally, people refer to these places as holy sanctuaries. I can see that we have a whole generation of instructors that will serve as priests for repetition, corrupting generations much more than the ones we're currently enjoying. Watch when infertile will become pregnant and muddles the path it will pursue. I can see many say that the warning signals of this collapse all around us, mounting a potent and sneaky attack against a fractured state with its way of madness. I see some claim that there is a certain subset who intimidate people into speaking out. They go around making regular people fearful that if they speak out, they could be the next. Watch when the dollar will fall as malls remain closed. I see many saying beware the great masses who knock on the door and demand better conditions of life and shared ownership. I see many say that after they have the masses, they will move on to the world's lower hanging fruit.
Check out past posts to see what we got right, and let us know in the comments to improve the algorithm. To find out your own numerology and how it affects your life, check out the description.